topic today is the neuroscience of leadership. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the brain, and I did bring my friend. Who actually has a brain in this room? About half. The others are pretty good actors. That's excellent. The field of neuroleadership has only been really around since 2006, when the term was first coined by Dr. David Rogg. Advent of technology such as fMRI scans, you may have heard of those, functional magnetic resonance imaging scans that measure blood flow in the brain. You might have seen some scans where you see blue blotches and red blotches on a brain. That's where the blood is moving to, so we can tell what parts of the brain are actually getting aroused and activated and what are not activated at any point in time. And I think, you know, how many of us have grown up knowing absolutely diddly squat about our brain? And it's the tool you use every day to make a success of yourself. And the summary of TREAD is how to think, regulate, engage, adapt, and develop with the brain in mind. That's your conscious thinking. So the prefrontal cortex is your conscious thought. Anything that you're conscious of is going on in this tiny little part of the brain. Does he think, great, promotion, definitely. Got it in the bag. And some of you don't get nervous and start putting your hand up just because you don't want to be last. There's some of you doing that. Why isn't my brain working? Work harder, brain. Hurry up, hurry up. And we need some positivity and quiet times in order to get the best out of our brain. I used to love my brain going 100 miles an hour from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. But now I really appreciate those downtimes. Even when I'm walking to the loo, take some time to breathe. Going and making a cup of tea, take some time to breathe. Quiet time, be present. Now, multitasking actually doesn't exist. It's really called switching. Neuroscientists have found that what we do when we're multitasking is through this corpus callosum, which is the only part of the two halves of the brain that is joined, information travels back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it's actually called switching. Multitasking is not really something we do very well. So this switching happens. And the news is, and what they have found, is that when men switch, they lose 15 IQ points. So they are better off having a joint, staying up all night, than trying to do 2 or 3 things at once. Go back to a great life, guys. Seriously. Give it up. Just don't multitask. It's killing us. If you experience a bit of threat, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, what actually physically happens is your amygdala grows. Now, this is not good. This is not good. Your amygdala grows, and you end up becoming one of those people who every time you even say, you know, hi, how you going, Harry? What do you mean? No, just saying hi, Harry, that's it. What do you mean, though? Nothing, just hi. Now, some people, their amygdala literally grows, and I imagine when I see them, they're just a walking amygdala. Walk like amygdala. You know? Feeling inadequate, fearful, depressed, worried, anxious. This is a study of hundreds of businesses. Is your unit a high-performing work unit? Are they experiencing more of these positive emotions than the negative emotions? Daniel Goleman, who is a world leader in emotional intelligence, says IQ matters which field you get into, whether you have the cognitive capacity to be a doctor, a lawyer, an architect, an accountant, a financial planner. But once you are in the field, it is a level playing field, and it is your emotional intelligence that will predict your success. You know, my focus has been results, and I'm very good at results. I'm not so good at people. But now I've got to manage the damn things. Fabia Sala found that top performing managers make their teams laugh 3 times more than mid-performing managers. How often do your team laugh? At you. Actually, that is the best form of humour. If you're not good with like heaps of jokes, you know, left, right and centre, then bag yourself out and they'll have a ball. And the more they're laughing, you just got to remember, reward state, I've got a smart team, this is awesome, all the way to the top for me. Anyway, and then I fell over and God, I was an idiot and everything, all the way to the top for me. The neural networks involved in that physically suppress your social networks. There you go, I'm stuffed. I know, you are. That's exactly what happens. So it's like, how can I think of numbers and think of people? You can't. You got to try to switch the social network on purpose. Notice when you are in neural network overdrive regarding budgets and financials, and that your social network has switched off. It's not very friendly. It's very results oriented, and many of you are very good at that neural network, absolutely. But it is sometimes at the expense of the social network. So being aware of that and knowing that you can purposely turn on the social network. But if a group includes more women, its collective intelligence rises. Why would that be? This is a fact. Absolutely, this is a fact of a fact. Why would it be? Diversity. More than diversity. It's got something to do with women. Empathy, yeah. They have found that part of the finding can be explained in the social sensitivity of the members. And generally, women may have just a little sneaking tiny edge on men when it comes to social sensitivity. And I know a lot of men in the room are going, tell me about it. For God's sake, would she just shut up? My husband tells me all the time I talk too much. He doesn't say anything, so, you know. Match made in heaven, I reckon. Anyway, but it's true, right? So, but if you're thinking of your board meeting and you're trying to, you know, sort something out, it's great to have a woman there adding a little bit of, you know, sensitivity and being able to pick up, you know what, I don't think Harry quite likes that and Brian's a bit offended by that. Maybe we should go a little bit differently. The men aren't going to necessarily pick up on that. Now, I am being generalised here, but these are the stats. So, diversity. Be conscious of your diversity. Be conscious that you need to work hard to override natural biases, and be conscious of the fact that women can make a big difference. Final thing to mention is we are totally social creatures. There have been such research now to find that when we feel isolation or rejection, do you know what physically happens? The same centres in our brain that light up when we feel physical pain, if we were to bang a hammer on our arm, the same physical areas in our brain light up when we feel isolation and rejection. We are such social creatures, us humans, that pain in a social sense is a big threat for us. If you're about to be dumped or whatever, all you need to do is go down to a local chemist and get some Panadol. It's pretty cool. And move on, you know? It's pretty good. You can see the ads now, can't you, for Panadol? Doesn't matter if he doesn't love you. Take one of these and you'll be fine. Neuroplasticity describes the brain's ability to change. So this is my image now of a brain. The brain can change. It's highly plastic. And the keys to this neuroplasticity, positive feedback and attention.